And, you know, the top lane matchup here can go pretty well for Jace early if you space really well into the Ambessa.
Yeah,
it gets a little bit. I mean, he successfully got rid of 2/3 of his own health bar.
Yeah, it went well in a sense, I guess. And now they're just standing right in front of an Alistar trying to burst down aiming, who just flashes away, but the damage not quite there to take out Diablo, who is playing on the knife's edge, but playing it perfectly too. And now it's going to be Beryl who has to flash away himself.
And a kill, but it was nearly one there aiming. Now down that critical flash.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he just stood there and took the damage from Lucid and Beryl and did not care. They're going for the re-engage here as we got TF coming down here. Showmaker is going to flash behind the Braum wall, and he is going to do a bunch of damage, but not enough to take out Diablo, as who will be the first blood? It will go over to Raptor, but it is traded back as Showmaker does get a kill himself.
Yeah, the cool thing about having the mid prio early, you know, where you have your bottom layers in mid and
Mountain Drake on the way. So we'll see about which soul it is. A couple of really good ones. Actually, we're going to have an engage here as we do have Braum coming up for the gank and a TP as well. Shiu is going to be run down. He's going to dodge that Q. Still has his flash, but I think at this point, especially with the Talia coming up, he's just going to accept his fate. And Vikla is given the kill after that nice play there from Clear.
Really good fight. So Dplus really need to be careful.
Yeah, you know, we talked about BDD, and are we going to have a fight here? We have Ghost popped by Beryl. He seems to want to go in. There's the flash engage on aiming as they get it done with the Jarvan, but the damage doesn't get down. Vikla finally takes him out, and the gigantic shove from Vikla gives them so much room in this fight as Lucid and Showmaker have to back away and leave Beryl alone. Only Raptor goes down, and it's a big win in a little skirmish here in the river.
It just makes no sense as to what Dplus was trying to force there to me. I mean, I called it a mile away. I was like,
and they have the Herald, which they're smartly not even going to use here, as nobody is here to defend, so they just say, well, we can use it on the next turret if we want to, or we can use it mid.
Hextech Soul is the gamble. BNK were looking for one of those high roll souls like you mentioned. You know, the worst one would have been Chemtech, right? But they statistically we're going to have a probably good soul here.
Yeah, 3 to 4.
They decide to go for that as aiming is the target.
All right, engage Braum. Let's see how it works out. It's not going to work out at all. TF comes on in. Jarvan, Raptor tries to follow up, but BNK are going way too deep on this fight, and they will be punished for it. As BNK, they just can't deny themselves a fight. And DK say, thank you very much. We will take those 2 kills.
Bit of a head scratcher here on this one, but BNK want to take as many fights as possible, right, with this comp when it's at its strongest, but taking a risky one like this is at a heavy cost when now the Rift Herald is going to get charged in. It will be denied actually by this Weaver's Wall.
That was a nice angle there from Vikla, actually.
Really safe deny there, not really any counterplay from Dplus. Slightly behind in gold, but that's less valuable than the stacking he will have, especially with this Trundle that's getting bigger and bigger.
That was a very nice pillar. Now we got Exhaust and a TF coming in. He takes a while to die, but 4v1 not going to be very fair. As BNK say, well, you got Clear. What can we get out of this? I'm not sure they're going to be able to get anything. As the rotation comes back in, we got a wall, though, coming over from Vikla. Trying to get at least a little bit of pressure. But meanwhile, Showmaker just looking for the inner and top lane. This guy is getting Omega fed in this game.
Yeah, he is huge. 700 extra. A really safe take here for BNK.
Well, they know now. Do they have the damage is really the question. I think they do. And at this point, you kind of have to commit, as you can't pull off now. Let's see how it goes. And yeah, Lucid not going to be able to get here in time. The damage is there. Very nice call from BNK. They're going to get a bunch of the petals on the map and just back away for really not a big risk. The only thing is that the dragon is coming up here in 10 seconds.
Yeah, they didn't really use ults outside the Weaver's Wall earlier, so it could still be a fight for them as long as Clear doesn't get eaten.
This pick comp is so annoying.
It's so frustrating.
And I mentioned it before, the Braum is going to be very good into it, but Showmaker kind of just ghosted at them and they all had to run away. So that should be Hextech Drake here for DK on top of everything.
It's their first dragon of the game, and it's not, I think, individually going to be as valuable as the Otacon itself, but at least they're able to get something out of this. crazy that both this bottom and mid are still up, these turrets. Finally, Shu will take down this bottom turret, and the mid turret with a group from Dplus will also probably fall. They already got the way Shiu is being on the bottom side, the one, he's just not putting himself in a vulnerable spot. They keep trying to kill him, and he gets away every time, as Lucid may have overextended here.
Yeah, he is in a bit of trouble. He does have to flash away. Bit of a wall comes down on top of it all. The engaged Braum, once again, not really going to hit, but Beryl is all by himself. He's like, hey guys, I heard there's a party. And then he showed up late when the cops were already there. So BNK just take him down.
This is a huge swing. Kill. They're going to get so much map control from this, and aiming's flash being down is huge on this Senna. Big mistake from Dplus. Oh, no way, no way!
Lucid! And the flash over the wall, Vikla! He's feeling himself today, 3-0-2. He says, I'm fed as well.
That's a shutdown, and she was in no man's land.
And they're forcing it. This is so smart from BNK. They know that DK cannot step up to this turret. Unfortunately, DK did not know that themselves. BNK getting a lot on the map here as they take that inner mid out.
Try to peel. He dies. The Trundle is flashless. The Senna is flashless. And then Vikla is able to make this play here, reading where he's backing. Blind over the wall, gets the flash kill here. But they're not done yet. They make the play in mid, pushing on to Shield. TF threat. A little bit less of a worry now.
Yeah, you guys might have caught it, but we got a little clip of Lucid saying sorry to his team, because he knows, I mean, he was the first domino, right? He gets caught, Beryl gets caught, he dies eventually, does Lucid, and then Aiming dies in mid, so gotta be very careful in the LCK. Any team, if you give them a little inch, they will take a mile, as now Beryl, looks like pretty smart from Vikla not to go that way. But still, Showmaker getting a lot of value in the side lane.
Yeah, he ends up getting the back line here. Shiu also on the flank. Big shock blast.
Yeah, only going to hit Kellen, though. And so it might just end up being a flip here if Lucid can get in, and he's right next to it. The wall comes down, though, and Lucid's on the other side. And, well, he gets in range anyway and just smites it. Oasis, thanks for the leash. And, well, I liked the setup.
BNK losing a lot of control, a lot of tempo after this.
Little super crab fight.
That one ward for BNK also super valuable next to the Baron, giving them additional information. As we're looking for potentially a pick here on the Barrel.
Yeah, not exactly the best target. And he's going to knock Raptor straight into the team. He has to flash away, and now the picks are going to be coming out, but Clear shows up. And DK taking this safely, a big cataclysm, but he immediately dies. The follow-up's not there. BNK going very deep into this one. They take out the Alistar finally and force you to flash away. And now the picks continue to come through the gold cards. The center roots, the pillars, as Ingo's clear. He's in the backline by himself, and he gets burst down once again. As DK are playing this so well, just keeping them at arm's distance. And that's going to be the end of that. Vikla, though, pretty tanky. And he is going to push them away, so...
It's a 4 for Dplus now in the complete driver's seat in this game.
Trying to look for another pick here. A lot of summoners are down, and Diablo is just getting flanked from so many different directions. He's got a Braum in front of him, but it still doesn't matter. Lucid survives, and that'll be the end of BNK's bottom lane as they both bite the dust. We'll see if DK want to start up this Baron here. 5v3. I mean, Raptor's full health and his Jarvan, so it might be a little bit difficult, but still going to look at it.
And, I mean, at this point, Vikla needs to get a big shove. Doesn't have wall, doesn't have flash. So closing that gap is very tricky. Clear trying to find an angle.
Now, looks like they want to try to look for a pick to Showmaker.
No flash for Raptor, but he is Jarvan. They're trying to go in.
Clear is going to get to the backline. He's doing a lot of damage, but he's just one guy. He stops him from doing the Baron, which I feel like is worth, but it's only temporary, as now Vikla's just going to TP away. And DK say, maybe we can just do
one more try, but there's just too much Dplus here. Braum also dead in live.
Yeah, not sure what was happening here. Probably just going for some wards and got punished. And yeah, a little zoom in on a Showmaker who did use his ult again.
He has unsealed spellbook, so he can kind of do anything too.
I don't think it's possible to draft like this and play it out very intelligently. So we got a little wall here. Nice little knock up on a Shield. And a little TP flank from both, but they're both now out of the fight. The two of them are just not here. They're just not in the fight at all. As the two damage dealers just get eaten alive, and that's going to be the end of Raptor as well. As there's the chunk from the card, and I think DK have done it in a very clean game number 1 victory.
Great start here for Dplus. I know Dplus fans are worried about the pattern where game 1 always looks great, but this was a really strong showcasing of how to play this comp. That was the biggest doubt I had. Will the coordination be good enough? Will the peel be good enough for aiming? And the game-winning fight showcased it. Absolutely it was. Showmaker going golden as the next